Supreme Chancellor Obi-Wan Kenobi by Stone Freak. Chapter 18. Assassination Attempt Number 2. Obi-Wan is taking a sip of his glass of water when he first notices the way his vision has grown fuzzy. A headache has been growing in the back of his head, but he'd assumed that it was due to the inane discussion currently taking place during the head table of the senatorial dinner, and too many late nights with too little sleep. It wouldn't be the first time he's had a headache from overworking himself, certainly, but his troopers have made sure to keep him fed and hydrated far better than they can in the field, and the talk of the table is no different from the many negotiation dinners he's been to during his time as a Jedi, so he should have suspected something earlier. He really isn't prone to headaches. They usually require him to neglect himself quite severely before he gets to that point. If he had been prone to headaches, however, Anakin's apprenticeship would probably have been far worse than it was. Regardless of all of that, however, here he is. His vision grows worse, the throbbing increases, and with a jolt he realizes that his hearing is affected too! Breathing starts to become a chore, and if not for his Jedi training, he would most likely be gasping for breath already. There's a burning in his chest and a churning in his gut. I've been poisoned! Obi-Wan calls on the Force, pulls it into himself as healing energy, and breathes. In, out, in, out. The Force washes over him in waves. He takes a few moments to strengthen himself before he brings his hand up to signal Cody with a Mandalorian field sign. Good, General. Cody, keeping his voice low, really doesn't help when Obi-Wan's hearing is going. At least the man is close enough to his ear that Obi-Wan heard him say anything at all. He idly wonders if he should try to whisper to minimize chaos, but time is of the essence, and if he wants to live through this, he needs to go into a healing trance quickly. If he can slow down his metabolism, it'll lower the spread rate of the poison and increase his chances of survival. Needs must. It appears that I've been poisoned. I'll be going into a healing stasis trance, so I trust you to bring me to the temple healers, Commander. From the way the blurry blobs around him started moving around, and from the very, very muffled screaming, he probably said that a lot louder than he intended. Oh well. He closes his eyes and draws himself deeper into the Force. It is ever a powerful ally, and right now he needs it. Master Kenobi! A voice calls out for him, breaking through his healing trance, bringing him back to the present. Obi-Wan opens his eyes and takes in his surroundings. A room in the halls of healing, Master Che herself at his side. Master Che? If they brought in the head healer herself, he must have been pretty bad off. She fiddles with the controls at the side of the bed to get him into a seated position, keeping a careful eye on him all the while. It's good to have you back with us. You really had your commander and your troops, former Padawan, your grand Padawan, and most of the Senate worth it, she says archly before she moves away from the bedside. Obi-Wan feels too tired to try and see what she does. He closes his eyes instead. What's my status, Master Che? Better to get it over with. You did a good job with the healing trance, Master Kenobi. I think you could teach several of your peers a thing or two in that regard, she says as she comes back to his side. We were able to reverse all the damage caused, and within a day or two you should be completely recovered. I would recommend a second dose, however. Obi-Wan snorts and opens his eyes again. Master Che holds out a glass of water to him. I doubt Cody or Anakin will let me eat or drink anything before they've tried it from now on. Though I doubt the assassin, or assassins, will go for the same method again. He takes a sip and looks around the empty room. I see you've managed to convince them to leave my side. This time, it was Vogara's turn to snort. They're right her side. Even I could have convinced them to go any further. Well, this is the second time an attempt has been made on my life on Coruscant since the vote. It's actually rather impressive that they've managed 2 attempts already. Obi-Wan strokes his beard in contemplation. Master Che mutters something that sounds awfully like, I wouldn't call that impressive, but she refuses to admit to having said anything at all. Though I must say, I'm surprised they aren't out there trying to catch the culprit. He pauses. Or have they been caught already? No, the investigation is still ongoing. They're trading off between standing guard outside and investigating. Obi-Wan nods slightly. Well, would you let them inside? I do believe I might have some valuable insights. Bakara gives him a hard look. You won't be leaving the halls for 2 days, Master Kenobi. Not even the Supreme Chancellor stands above healer orders. Obi-Wan simply rolls his eyes with a grumble. Maybe some time off would be nice, even if it's spent in the halls.